show me what it was. Okay, hold on. And then now I'm just gonna double check and make sure I welded it correctly. Yep, I did. Yep. Okay. All right.
So now we only have two objects on the screen. We got the black paint drip and then the yellow senior 2023. All right. That's pretty much with more colors to more design. After you vectorize it, you want to go through the design and just make sure you weld all your color pieces back together. You know what I mean?
Okay.
With more colorful designs or more detailed designs, you know, this step right here can take 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Just going through, selecting, and welding. A quick way to do it is, let me request remote control. I like it better like this. I like it better working on your screen because you're a fast learner. All right. Well, we're going to
learn better hands-on too.
For sure, for sure. Now, what I'm going to do on your screen is I'm just going to undo and undo. All right, take us back to here, right?
Okay.
Because let's go back again, undo and undo. All right. So I showed you the first way. The first way was you went through there, you clicked on this black, hold shift and clicked on that black and clicked on that black, right?
Mm-hmm.
The quicker way to do it, I had to show you the long way in order to show you the quick way. So because you'll use them both, you know what I mean? The quick way is the way I just showed you. Click on the black, select all of the same color again. You know what I mean? Boom, and then just weld those together.
Gotcha.
You know, I had to show you the long way because selecting all of the black may not work every time because it may look black and it might be 2 or 3 shades of black in the design after you vectorized it.
Gotcha. Right. That makes sense.
We're going to click on this blue, hold shift, select the black, and then we're going to weld all that together. That was just showing you the last 2 steps, just a different way. All right. Next, what we want to do when we're here is I like to size, after I got all my colors and everything grouped together, then I like to size up for the stone placement. So depending on what's going on, most rhinestone flock is 11.5 inches in width. 11.5 inches in width is big enough for an extra large shirt, a large shirt, a medium shirt. It's going to look good on all 3 of those sizes. A small, you may want to make the design smaller, or anything larger than a 2XL, you may want to make it bigger.
Okay. People
always say, how can you make it bigger if the rhinestone flock is only 11.5 inches? Well, if you've been working with vinyl, you know that the image visually could be 15 inches in width, which means that if you're doing your math, you can cut out 2 7-inch sheets and then put them side by side and get that width. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if this design was, we putting it on a 5X shirt, right? And we needed to be 14 inches for it to look right. If this was vinyl, that means that you would just cut out half of it and then you would piece it back together. You know what I mean? You would cut out the IOR and the 23 on one piece of vinyl and then the SEN and the 20 on another piece of vinyl. And then you would just puzzle it together on the shirt to compensate for only having 11.5 inches of vinyl. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. So when doing larger designs, you can design it larger, but when you go to cut it, you have to cut it in pieces and piece it back together. Like, you know what I mean? Which sounds hard, but it's not. It's really not. Like, you know what I mean? All right, so I'm going to size this to like 11.21. You know what I mean? Let's go 11.183. Because you want to, when you design your stuff, you want it to be able to fit a multitude of garments So that way you can only got to make one, maybe two templates. A
Okay.
large one and a small one. The small one for extra small, small, medium. The large one for large, 2X and 3X. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
All right. So now we have it sized up where we want it on the shirt. So now we go for the stones. And what I like to do is I just click on, well, oh, I forgot that other step. So
yeah, we didn't do the same. I meant to tell you we didn't do the middle one the same color. So click on one and then the middle one, same color, and then weld.
Then weld.
Okay.
Well, all right. Now we can go to our templates tab. Nope, not the templates tab. The place and fill tab in the design wizard.
Okay.
The place and fill tab. This is the fun tab with the stones in it.
Okay.
All right. Now inside the place and fill tab, we got inside, outside, add stones, and then magic pad. Right?
Okay.
Now, if we place in stones, we want them inside. We want to add stones, and we want magic pad. All right.
Okay.
For the contour spacing, you always want the contour spacing to be 0.075. Or let me see. Hold on. 0.075 or 0.75. Let me see. Let's do a hatch fill real quick. I'm gonna go back. I just want to make sure that's it. I know it's either 0.75 or 0.075. All right, that was it. Yep, 0.075.
Okay.
That's what you want the contour spacing to be when you're trying to put the stones directly inside of the object.
Okay.
That number will change. Depends on, okay, I'll show you now. Let's do a 0.095. And then let's do an island fill. So I can show you the difference. Because you may want to play with that number. It depends on how they look in. All right, let's change them to pink so we can see them. Let's bring them to the front. Okay. At 0.95, you see how I set it on the edge of the object?
Okay.
I'm just clicking on all of them. I'm about to delete them.
It took the yellow with it though.
Wow. Okay, I'll just ungroup it. All right.
So
when we put it on 0.075, it puts it right inside the edge of the line.
Okay. But then if I want to do the outline, I could do the 0.95 and that'll outline the letters.
No, if you want to do the outline, you'll just change it here to outside and then do your island fill, and it puts it outside of the box or outside
of okay, so the path field is inside, island field is outside.
Nope. Okay. All right. Island fill gives you your islands around the object. Path fill will take the object away completely. Let's see here. All right. Let me see. Let's do an island fill on the outside. See, yours is just a little different than mine. Give me just a second. Where is your, all right, your view? Wireframe.
You want me to make it bigger?
No, I just wanted to go to wireframe because sometimes you can't see those circles if they place those circles behind that black. So right here, view, I switched it from wireframe into enhanced.
Okay.
All right, so let me click on this and let's do an island fill to the outside so you can see the difference. Oh, I see what happened. We need an island in there. We need one island in there. So change that to 1. And now let's do an island fill. After you
Okay.
do an island fill, you always want to do clear the paths and merge overlapping stones. All right. I'll give you time to write that down. After any fill, path fill, hatch fill, island fill, or offset, it's a 3-step process. So fill, and then this one right here, we clear the paths,
Okay.
and then merge overlapping stones. It's almost like a 3-step process. Click, click,
Okay.
click.
Okay.
All right. So when it puts it on the outside, now you see how it's outside of the yellow and not touching that line at all.
Right.
All right. Inside, it would be inside of this yellow.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's on the outside. Okay. So then if we switched, we undid that and did inside, it'll be actually on like the yellow, like the outline of it. Okay. Got
Yeah, it'll be inside of it. So listen what I'm trying to say. At 0.075, it puts it either on the outside or the inside, right on that line. You know what I'm saying? Right there to where it's perfect. It gives it just enough room for the stones to sit in there without touching the line.
Okay.
At 0.075, well, if you change 0.075 to like 0.04, let's go inside. We're going to change the color of the stone to like this blue. Let's click on the yellow. Now I'm going to do an island fill inside and watch the difference. So that's what I say. Sometimes you may want to, let's clear the paths and merge overlapping stones. I keep it at 0.075 for the most part. But depending on your design and how you visually want it to look, you can play with this number to either get it to go wider or go tighter, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Because if we delete all of these blues now and put it back on 0.075, it's going to be right in the inside of this yellow.
Gotcha. And then you do clear path and merge overlapping stones.
And merge overlapping stones. See, I have to show people this because if they're tinkering around with it, then they'll be like, oh, okay, I remember now. And I know, like, you know what I mean? I got to change the contour spacing to get it to fit.
Okay.
All right. So what CorelDraw does is, for the most part, it gives you something to work with. You know what I mean? Like that. When I first got started, I was so excited. I was like, oh, that looks good. I sent it to the color like this. I made shirts just like this and made money off of designs just like this. Like, you know what I mean? Because visually to the eye, it's like, oh, okay, that got stones in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But as I got more and more advanced, I started cleaning up the designs. So
I was just about to ask that because I see a few stones that's like kind of like off center. It was like, can you clean this up? Does it give you an option to clean it up?
Yeah, most definitely. I was just showing you how to lay the stones. I'm about to delete all of this. So you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. All right. So now you know how to lay the stones and how you do that. Those were island fields, right?
Right.
Let's click on this and without changing any of the parameters up here, because we know we want the stones inside, add stones, magic path. We always wanted at 0.075. Field line spacing. Take a note of that. Field line spacing is 0.14.
Okay.
That's the default. Depending on the design, sometimes I hit this automatic, this A right here, and it'll give it a cleaner look. Just depends. You know, I've left it on 0.14 for years. And I just started playing around with this automatic feature. So
okay,
click on this and we just hatch fill it just like that. I love hatch fill. Watch what hatch fill does. Takes a little longer, of course, because it floods the object with stones.
Okay.
Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones. It's a lot more stones than a fill, so it takes a little longer. So the island fill pretty much gives it one line of stones around the object. The hatch fill fills it up completely with stones, left to right.
Okay.
So it goes left to right, sort of like a printer would, just left to right, left to right, left to right. Now, if this design was straight and not curved, then you wouldn't get those areas up here.
Right.
But when I use the hatch fill, I look at it and I say, visually, does it look okay? Like, you know what I mean? Because visually, using this type of design, that would be great once the stones are on the shirt. Like, you know what I mean? That looks fuller than the fill that we did. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It still can use some work, but because of the way that it's curved, it's a lot more work, because in order to get it to look full, then we'll have to do this. Now, this is the tedious part, which to get the designs to look right, I do it. You know what I mean? I spend 20 minutes to 45 minutes doing it. So
Moving
now,
circles.
yep, now you're just moving the circles around, right? I know that would look good right there, so I move that right there. But then I need to connect these two together and create a straight line. So I click on one blue, hold shift, click on the other blue, and then right down here, we can replace stones to make the spacing equal. You can hit that button, gives us a straight line between the two. And now we can hit this arrow for add a stone and add another stone.
Gotcha.
And now with that line going between them, we can hold shift and then clear the path from the selected objects.
Okay.
So here's the biggest thing where that will speed you along. Once you understand, like, you're not going to use every tool on CorelDraw and every tool in the design wizard. You're going to find the ones that you're comfortable with to start, and you're going to take off flying with those. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we know how to connect the stones together. You know what I mean? We know how to connect the objects and weld the objects together. We're going to do a lot of welding. We're going to do a lot of what we just did here, as far as click on one stone, hold shift, click on the other stone, then add however many stones between them. But then we're also going to do stuff like this. This row right here looks okay, but we're going to delete this one. We're going to drag this one into this corner because visually I feel like that's where it should go. We're going to delete this one and this one. We're just using the stones that we have as a guide or a map to say, okay, that one's going to look good here. I'm going to delete this one and maybe this one. Now I'm going to click on that one, hold shift, click on this one and this one. And I'm going to equal space those.
Okay. Then put the arrow.
Yep. And then add those stones in there. So we just fixed that row. Now I'm like, oh, look at this row right here. I'm going to just grab those two, equal spacing. It looked like two stones could fit in there. So, that's kind of tight. So we're going to go with one.
Okay.
Delete this one because it overlaps. And delete this one because it overlaps. You know what I mean? We're going to delete this one and this one because visually I see this line right here again, which I can double this one up. Like this design, it was a good design to choose, but because of the way the letters curve, like
Right.
me personally, I would have left it with the hatch feel, left to right, left to right, left to right. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Before I go in there and do all the work. Depends on how much the customer is willing to pay. That would deem how much work I'm willing to do. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
easily we can go in there. Now, if you're making it if you're going to use this design on 12 jackets, then I would take the hour or two and spend the time and change all the stones around. You know what I mean?
Right.
But for the most part, I'll change the islands from 1 island to 0 island, and then I'll do an island fill. Boom. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones.
That filled that up a lot more.
It did because I changed it from 1 island to 0 islands, which means that it filled up all the islands in the inside. But I had to show you 1 island, you know what I mean? Then I had to show you the hatch fill, and I had to go back to the 0 islands to show you the different options. You know what I mean?
Right.
Each design is going to be different, so you want to know the different ways. It looks a lot fuller, but then after we did our clear path and merge overlapping stones, then we're left with this.
Yeah. And so it's not as clean. It's not that clean. You still got to clean it up.
You still got to clean it up, but visually, it's a lot easier to clean up than this one, the left to right that we had down here. Because now all the stones are on those curves of the S. Like the S is pretty much
S
done.
looks good. Yeah.
I'll just fix the corners by doing the same thing that I just did. I'll move this stone. When I first got started, I used to move a lot of stones, but now it's easier to delete it, move the ones you got into place, boom, and then shift, select the other one, equal spacing, add 2 stones, boom.
Gotcha.
And what I'll do here is I'll grab this 1 stone and then just travel my way down this row here to like there, and then just equal space it, and then clear the path. And I'll do it again for this line here. And then for this line here, looks like I can add 1 stone. Boom. Shift and clear the path. So that corner on that S is done. Even though I'm a perfectionist, I really am. I'll go in there and do this one and this one and this one and this one. I'll grab these 3. I'll drag them down and I'll right click without letting go of the left click, and it'll make a copy. Boom.
Okay.
So now that's cleaner. And now what I'll do is I'll just add that stone there and equal space the rest of them to make sure that they're equal. It looks like I may be able to add a stone. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, because you can always move this one that's right there. Yep, the one you were just at. Now, you can move it up just a little bit. Go down to the 3rd one and that one. Yep.
Yeah, I would move it up a little bit, but remember, you can always connect it like this and use the equal spacing, which will give it equal space to the eye. You know what I mean?
Yep, and that looks okay, dope. Okay.
All right, and then we'll do the same to the top of this S. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna just speed through it real quick.
Okay.
Also, zoom in gives you more control. Like, you know what I mean? When you zoom in, the more you zoom in, the more control you will have over trying to move the objects. Boom. And me personally, I'll grab all 4 of these, move them up and copy them. And then go in there and delete this one, delete that one, and delete that one. And now it's halfway done. I just need to equal space those lines that I'm left with. We'll space this one for those 4. Equal space this one from over here to give more space between those last 3. I use more stones because it's going to equal space all of them. And then with this one, I may be taking a stone away. Just depends. What I like to do sometimes is grab more stones to where it's going to equal space them all to where I don't have to delete a stone. It just equals spaces the rest of them.
And you didn't have to delete a stone.
Right. Now with this right here, it's a little close. This would be like the only time where I'll come in there and just visually eyeball it and move it down just a hair. Bump. Now that S is done. And then I'll move on to the E. So let me show you though. Now that's with curved designs, right? Let's say we have Choya and that same font. Oh, you probably don't have that font loaded up yet. All right, so over here in the design wizard, this drop out box right here, this drop out arrow opens our font wizard.
Okay.
All right. Let's see here. Do you got varsity font maybe?
It should be.
Here it is. Here it is. Okay, varsity. Boom. And what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and add to your favorites. Boom.
Yes, I use that a lot.
Your favorites. I'm going to go up here and I'm going to remove that null. And there we go. Varsity. Now, down here in the design wizard, we have like where we can save the design wizard settings right here.
Okay.
I'm going to save the settings for you here. Boom. So now every time you open up the design wizard, your contour spacing should be 0.075. And, the screen will pretty much, it locks right here. You know what I mean?
Right.
All right. So now with Choya being straight, if we click on it and then do that same island fill, let's change it to one island. Island fill, watch this. Clear the paths, merge overlapping stones.
It's pretty much perfect.
It's pretty much perfect. You know what I mean? So, rule of thumb, square, boxy designs, automatic off the brain take less work. Like, sure enough, it missed these corners right here, but that's because you just got started. So let's go in here and I'm going to change these for you. We're going to change your hatch angle to 130. And we're going to, we're going to change your hatch angle, to 0. And your corner detect angle to 130.
Okay.
And I'm going to save it right down here in your settings for you. It's good you wrote it down just in case you ever had to restart it. You got the numbers there. All right, now let's do it again. And let's hatch fill it again. Let's clear the paths. Merge overlapping stones. Yeah, CorelDraw does take some computing power because you got to realize it's probably dealing with 700 to 800 objects on the screen right now.
Right. Oh, wow.
Now tell me you wouldn't be confident to send that to the cutter. You know what I mean?
Right. I'll be confident for that.
Like we can go in here and maybe like on these rows, like it has 5 right here and it's 4 down here. I'll just go in there and delete. I'll delete everything in this row right here. And then just here's a trick. So we got our fill line spacing down here, right? We place stones to make the spacing equal right here, right?
Uh-huh.
But we can go to our edit tab. And then we have a fill between 2 button. We hit that,
Okay.
fills up that whole line left to right.
Ah.
And then when we use that button, though, we have to always hold shift and then clear the paths. Like so getting started off, there's gonna be like 10 different tools you'll use. And as you become more familiar, you're gonna be calling me like, Ray, so how you do this? Like, you know what I mean? And then those will be the more so intermediate steps. But what you learn tonight should get you going to fill stones inside of objects. Like, you know what I mean? Take those objects, vectorize them. Like, you know what I mean? Combine the colors. Like, well, so here, I'm gonna fill between 2 on them. Clear the path. Fill between 2 on those. Clear the path. Fill between 2 on those. And clear the path. Boom. And I'll probably do the same on this side, or I like to cheat. I'll go in there, grab a box around all of that, delete all of that, grab a box around that area, and then I'm gonna just drag and copy and paste. You know what I mean?
Right.
Drag this over, copy it, paste it, and then flip it up here by using the mirror horizontally.
And then now you can move it over so that it can fit.
Yep, but I'm using control when I move it over because it's going to stay on that straight line.
Gotcha.
Boom. A lot of this stuff right here, I didn't figure out till years after, and I would do 1 line by 1 line, 1 line by 1 line. Once I started realizing, like, if I fix this side of this A, I can just copy and paste it to the other side and just and move a lot quicker. You know what I mean?
Right, because it's mirrored. Got it.
Yeah. Same like with the bottom of this A here. I can grab this whole row right here, and then I'm going to zoom in so I got more control. I'm going to hold control, and I'm going to just drag this whole entire row down until it looks good. And then I'm going to right click to copy it. Boom. Now, actually, what I would do in that interim is up here at the top and on the sides, you have your rulers. I would drag my ruler down to the bottom circle of this Y and zoom in to get more control. Okay, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would drag this row up. Oh, you see what happened? So in this font, because we didn't edit the font or nothing, in this font, you see the bottom of the Y is further down than the bottom of this A.
Right.
To fix that, I would just grab my ruler, drag it to the bottom of this black here, like so. Boom.
Okay.
And now I will double click on my A